True pizza delivery horror story. This incident happened to one of my very dear friends, Matthew. I would like to tell you the story from his perspective. Just about 2 years ago, I used to work as a pizza delivery boy at Domino's. It was a very stressful job. Almost every day I used to come across several odd people during my pizza deliveries. But there was this one incident which even today when I think about it, I fail to understand whether it was reality or it was just a dream, a nightmare to be more exact. That night, after delivering my last pizza for the shift, I was just about to go home when the phone counter rang once again. We as delivery boys hate when there is a last minute order. Anyhow, the guy who normally picks up the phone was not there that day due to an emergency and he had gone home for that. There was no one else to pick up the phone except for me. That's why my boss, from his room, told me to pick up the phone. I was cursing him all I could in my head, but after picking up the call, I had to surpass my anger and talk to the customer in a happy tone. That's what we are taught as customer service representatives. On the other end of the phone line, there was a woman's voice, but it was so quiet that I had to ask her to repeat everything twice or maybe 3 times. She ordered a large cheese pizza and told me her address, but before I could ask her name, she hung up. I was the only delivery boy available, so I set up my car to deliver her pizza. It was about 11:30 p.m. Her house was very far away from Domino's and the road was quiet but rough. The road was surrounded by a thick forest which made the road look even more dangerous. There were no signs of any cars or people around for miles. Then suddenly I saw a small boy at the side of the road. At first I thought it might be some animal, but then I realized that it was actually a human boy. He was about 12 years old and had blonde hair. Upon seeing him on such a quiet road at night, I immediately stopped the car. I had a feeling that he might have gotten lost, so I asked him what he was doing on such a dark night on such a dark road. I mean, if he wanted, I could drop him home, but the strange thing was that he did not give me any kind of reaction or response at all. I tried to repeat what I said about 2 to 3 times, but there was no response from the boy. He looked at me and smiled as if it was a soulless body, and the smile was terrifying. He had that wide, emotionless smile on his face. After repeating myself 3 to 4 times, I just drove off as I was a little spooked as well. Since it was late already, I just wanted to deliver that last pizza and go home. I was already very late for the delivery, but finally I arrived at the door. In the quietness and the darkness, I felt a strange sense of nervousness and unease, and I was surprised to find that none of the lights were on in any of the rooms of the house. I thought it was just great now. It looked like someone had ordered a pizza and gone to bed. Then suddenly one of the lights in the upper rooms turned on. I just wanted to quickly deliver the pizza and go home, as there were some friends at home waiting for me to celebrate my birthday. I just hoped that they give me a good tip. I had come so far to deliver the pizza. I rang the doorbell and waited for a few minutes, but there was no kind of response from the other side of the door. I rang the bell again and again, and I heard someone coming to open the door. When the door actually opened, I was shocked to my bones. The kid who opened the door was the same kid who I found at the side of the road earlier that night. At that time, there was only one question coming to my mind. How in the world did the kid come home so fast? Faster than a car? However, this wasn't important right now. All I wanted to do was to deliver the pizza and leave as soon as possible. "Here's your large pizza, sir," I said, delivering the pizza. The kid had the same blank expression on his face. "Is there anyone home? Where are your parents? Could you please let them know that the pizza delivery man was here?" The kid did not answer me and had the same blank expression on his face. His silence was really creeping me out now, and suddenly from the room upstairs I heard a woman screaming in pain. But after what I saw, that face, I will never forget it even if I wanted to. The pizza fell out of my hand and I ran to my car, got into my car and drove off from there as soon as I could. After that, I decided that calling the police would be the right thing to do. I called the police and explained everything. God knows who that woman was and why she was screaming like that. When I arrived home, I got a call from the police station telling me that they were not able to find anything in the house I gave the address to. There was no woman and there was no kid. The house was barren, and after further investigation, the police found out that the house had been empty for around 2 years. There was a family who used to live in that house around 2 years ago. One night, the husband ran away after murdering his wife and his 12-year-old son. The police found their bodies around 3 days later. Ever since, the house had been empty. Nobody wanted to live there after what happened. Hearing all this, I thought it was just a dream, but actually it wasn't. Who was at the door that night when I went there? Are the mother and the son's souls still roaming around? Maybe I'll never find answers to those questions, for the better or the worse. Hello Horror Jam fans, I hope you enjoyed this story as well. If you did, please share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel to see more. Also, press the bell icon right next to the subscribe button so that you get notified every time a new story is uploaded. Do tell me in the comment section down below if anything strange or spooky happened to you as well. I read all the comments.